All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, great millstone. And peace, love, and salutation to all you occupants pushing His truth and true sincerity. I'm the brother I now for the GMS Atlanta Church, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. So I was watching this lesson earlier today from Apostle Kabar. And if you didn't know his page, it's Daily Edification 4. I would highly subscribe to the Apostles page. Needed a beautiful lesson. 7 prophetic topics we should be talking about. Now the number 7 goes into completion. And we see that the spirit of prophecy is moving. So without further ado, excuse me, I'm going to play a little bit of this video. And I'm going to get into the number 7 topic. Just a land back of a video that me and a brother did at camp. Me and the brother Shalom. So I'm going to let this play. I'm going to let the apostle speak. And Lord willing, you're edified by this lesson.
7 prophetic topics we should be speaking about. 7 prophetic topics we should be speaking about. Avoid slackness. Let me begin by saying all praises and glories due to Yahweh Shem Yashab, Hashem Rakakadash. Shalom to you brothers and sisters of the household of faith. Once again, it's another video. Hopefully you find this one edifying as well as exhorting. 7 prophetic topics we should be speaking about. Avoid slackness. Of course, what inspired me to do this video was the previous video that I did entitled What is Captain Tazariak Babbling About? Speak unto us smooth things, prophesied deceit, which is what he's doing. Now, to refresh your memory, let me play a part of this video where he was speaking those smooth things. Okay, so listen up.
My goodness, man. Let's hear some more of this psychobabble bullshit. Whole farm of animals. So now we can grow our own. Yeah, whole farm of animals. They're about to take you, your farm, and your animals. That's what the New World Order is all about, man.
And earlier I was watching the pastor's video. He went into a term called...
Esau coming to take everything.
He went into a term called eminent domain. Eminent domain. Alright, where Esau can just roll up on you and take your shit. And don't say it can't.
So yeah, that is a term, eminent domain. And there's a lot of executive orders that's being signed. But you got Hebrew Israelites talking about they got land in Texas and this, that, and the third. Hey, they're coming for the Israelites, man. The scriptures talk about a time of Jacob's trouble. So I want to put this on mute a little bit. I want to go to the topic that I wanted to speak about. And as you watch this lesson, the apostle is exhorting brothers to be like, hey, you can do lessons on all 7 of these topics. And really, that's the spirit. And the Wadi Yahweh Shemal Shah for the apostles and elders who lead us in the right way. As you can see, this guy, Tazariak, he's being led by General Yohana. Where is this guy at? First of all, this guy doesn't even go to the highways and byways. And this guy doesn't even push health. You know, I'm going to laugh on that one. I'm not going to throw no ad hominem attacks. But those men over there at the ISUPK, they're not prophets, man. All right, and Captain Tazariak, he sure as hell is not a prophet. I seen this guy do lessons on Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. That's not edifying. Nobody watches the WNBA, Captain Tazariak. So I'm going to go to the freedom of speech. I'm just going to get a simple article. And like I said, me and his brother Shalom, you know, we did this lesson on the family of the word. All right. This me right here looking all crazy. And that's the brother Shalom right here. We doing the GMS Godspeed. That's the page where we do these lessons on the street. And we're going into the family of the word. And the title of it is called, of course, Family of the Word. And, you know, there's going to be people that go by the camp. They got their little cell phones out. They think it's cute. Y'all got dresses on, y'all this, y'all that. We had a woman that said, y'all GMS. Just being really disrespectful. You know what type of woman that is, all right? You know what type of woman that was. But you know what type of woman that was. She could have just stopped her car and politely asked, "Sir, are you GMS?" And she just kept on moving because, hey, these Israelites in these different cities, or these jakes that know about the Israelites, they know this great millstone, man. We're not on some megaphone running our mouths like the apostle said. We're not babbling. We're giving you prophecy. So I'm going to get this simple article. It's basically like a land back of me and her brother's lesson. All right? Now, this is from USA Today. And, I know y'all, a lot of you jakes, you're going to get mad because I'm going from USA Today. Okay? I had some scoffer get on the comment board talking about, yeah, you went to Fox News to do that. And? So, continuing on, it says, free speech is facing threats in the U.S. and beyond. Here are the pressure points. This is from October 8th, 2025. Updated on October 9th, 2025. And this guy right here, this Lord right here, man, just today, prophecy, well, I won't say prophecy, man, but hey, the scriptures do say there's no peace unto the wicked. This guy's trying to make peace with the whole Gaza situation. There ain't gonna be no peace, man. We're in a time of war. All right, I'm gonna say it like that. So it says free speech advocates, lawyers, and experts from around the world gathered at Vanderbilt University in Nashville for the Global Free Speech Summit. Now, Vanderbilt is one of those juiced in families, man. I'm gonna say it like that. There was disagreement among some speakers over the number 47 administration's actions related to speech, though there was wide agreement that efforts must be taken to protect free speech globally. Among the topics was recent survey data finding that 65% of Americans are afraid to speak freely. Nashville, Tennessee. There's turmoil over the state of free speech in Babylon the Great. I'm going to be speaking in code in this lesson. The issue took center stage as free speech advocates, lawyers, and experts from around the world convened recently at Vanderbilt University in Nashville. Conversations at the Global Free Speech Summit, co-organized by the Future of Free Speech and Vanderbilt University, focused heavily on recent pressures confronting the First Amendment in the United States. So let me get a precept right quick. This is Isaiah chapter 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that right grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people. Who's God's people? The Hebrew Israelites. That widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. Everything that Esau puts up, it's all grievous. All right, it's all unrighteous. He gives you freedom of speech, he's going to take it away. He says this, he's going to do that. And we're coming to a time where all that stuff is going to be thrown out the window, man. And you're going to have sedition. And like I always mention in these lessons, you got these don't tread on me Edomites. They got the yellow flag with the serpent on there talking about don't tread on me. They usually driving a Jeep or a big pickup truck. All right, these are the type of Edomites who are going to realize that this devil has backfired even on his own people. All right, so he'll say one thing and do the other, but it's all grievous because you know what? He'll use your so-called free speech and turn it against you. That's the devil we're talking about. All right. So it says, lawyers and scholars largely agree the government has taken an unprecedented and outsized role in attempting to curtail certain speech since the number 47 administration took office in January. Well, hold on. Then you have free speech? Isn't this a so-called free country? This place is nothing but a hypocrisy and a scam. And this place is circling the drain. This place is in liquidation mode. Even among those who did not see eye to eye on government action, there was agreement on this. A culture more hostile to free speech across the world needs immediate action, especially as political violence becomes more commonplace. You saw what happened in Nepal. They didn't have no internet. They took to the streets. But you got these people here in America. They still docile. It's got to take dire measures for these people to actually do something, man. These people can still go to Whataburger. They can still DoorDash. Hell, you got the Major League Baseball playoffs going on right now. At the same time, you got the Thursday night football game. You got the Thursday night football game. You got NBA preseason. So these people, they're not worried about what's to come down the pipeline, man. Even you got these guys like Dabu 7. He's telling you, but he can't filter through the scriptures. He's telling you a little bit. He can't give you 100% truth. But he's even warning you people, man. Something's coming down the pipeline, man. It says, I always have to be very clear. You have a First Amendment right to engage in council culture, said Greg Lukianoff, CEO and president of the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, FIRE. How ironic is that? What am I saying is, take a deep breath, people. Do you want to live in the kind of country where you can have a strong opinion and a job, but not both? Yeah, because, in the recent events that happened, you already know what happened with this Edomite up there in Utah. A lot of people were getting the pink slip. I won't say pink slip. You get laid off and you get the pink slip. They got fired because you took to the internet. That's why brothers start with the apostle and elders say, hey, watch what you say on that social media, man. All right? Our platform is these lessons and going to the highways and byways. In recent weeks, free speech issues have dominated the headlines, especially since the deletion of that old boy in Utah, okay? Public employees have been fired. You had many instances of Keisha running her mouth like they always do. You can't see these Keishas cannot shut their mouth on any topic. Now you're getting fired. It says the federal. I should have closed that window. I hear one right now. Always on the cell phone, running their mouth. The Federal Communications Commission chair made a veiled threat toward ABC and you know who, and the U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi drew criticism, including from conservatives, over comments she made about targeting hate speech. And I shouldn't have said that, but you know what it's leading to. Okay, let's get a precept. Let's go to, I think I had it queued up. Yep, Amos 8 and 11. Because this is all geared towards the persecution of the prophets. Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the day is come, saith the Lord power. All right, the Lord's name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai, that I will send a famine in the land. Not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. So it's going to be a time where you was driving down the street, you had us on your little funky cell phones. Yeah, that's the Hebrew Israelites. But then when SHTF hits the fan, oh man, where they at? They was down there in such and such street in Miami, New York, Atlanta, DC, Chicago, Holland, so on and so forth. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even into the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. You're not going to get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. A lot of you people in the Christian church of our people, what are you getting ready to do? You're getting ready for a pumpkin patch and a trunk or treat at your local church. And I know I drove through like 5-6 churches a day at work. There's nothing but folly. They got trunk or treat. Now ask yourself, what does the day of Halloween have to do with anything in the Bible? That goes to show you how demonic these people are. And when it was not a game, when they shut this bad boy down, when they send these soldiers in, you can't go to Aldi's and go get no food. What are you gonna do then? Oh man, where them guys at? We're not gonna be out there when all hell breaking loose, man. We keep saying this for years and years and years. Even when you first come into the faith, we stay talking about the famine of the word. Year after year after year, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. But you know what? Our people gonna learn the hard way, man. All right. Isaiah 42. Because that lets you know that blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans on their father's side are Israelites, man. Because they're hard-headed, stubborn, and rebellious. Isaiah 42:14. I have long time holding my peace. The Lord is holding his peace right now. We're in a grace period right now. You can still get this truth on October 9th, October 10th. Going into this weekend, Lord willing, to be up there at camp on what? The 11th. Still got opportunity to get the word. But you know what? It's tumbleweed when we go to camp. It's like tumbleweed is just going through the camp like an old country western, man. Man, yeah. You know, and Jake, you know, we ran into many situations where Jake will walk by the camp with fringes on talking about shalom. What are you doing? I seen a guy one time, he had fringes on his t-shirt and he was on a date talking about shalom. Like, Ninja, what are you doing? You need to be out here getting this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding before it's too late. But you know what? A lot of guys are shucking and jiving, man. That black culture spirit has taught you to shuck and jive your whole life, be a class clown, and be an embarrassment to us. Because you Jakes are embarrassing, man. You like to shuck and jive, man. Alright? I have long time holding my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman, and I will destroy and devour at once. So when the Lord gives that green light and that famine of word hits, it ain't gonna be no cloak for your sins, man. You better be in the good graces of Yahweh B'Shem Shah. Hell, I pray that I am in that day. Alright? Let's get another precept. Just real quick. I ain't trying to make this too long. I'm gonna title this probably Famine of the Word Part 2, Freedom of Speech. I'm gonna title it F.O.S. You gotta be circumspect with these titles, man. Ezekiel 3:26. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, and thou shalt be dumb. The word dumb literally means to not speak. And shalt not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. Let's get this in the NLT. Because Jake is just continue to be rebellious, man. We keep telling you, stop getting tattoos. You're going to keep getting tattoos. Stop being moles. You're going to keep going to the pride parades. You're going to continue to eat abominable foods. You're going to continue to be adulterous. Not every Jake, because not every Jake is a 2/3. You have the 1/3. You got the friends of the prophets, as you saw in that lesson from the elder in Dallas, Bon Ra. You had a man that gave the prophets some cold water. Men and women like that are going to get blessings, man. But we're not talking about them. We're talking about you rebellious Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that think this is some type of entertainment. This is life or death. Ezekiel 3:26 in the NLT. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, and thou shalt be dumb, and shall not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. Pretty much the same thing. Did I even click it? Salaki. Ezekiel 3:26 once again. And I will make your tongue stick to the roof of your mouth, so that you will be speechless and unable to rebuke them, for they are rebels. Okay, you rebellious Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you rebellious Israelite foreigners. We're not going to be out there preaching to you any longer. So that's going to be your ass, Mr. Postman. Okay? So let's see if I got some more on this. But hey, we're in that cancel culture stage, man. You say something, man, you're going to get canceled. Look what happened to Jimmy K. I'm going to say it like that. And he probably begged for his job back, and they probably gave it to him, man. He probably groveled like a little dog, get his job back. All right? So let's continue. It says, you know what speech is protected by the First Amendment. And Bondi later clarified that the Department of Justice would target you know what speech that leads to violence. This is in addition to President number 47's policies targeting diversity, equity, and inclusions programs, increasing criticism on what's aired on television targeting the pro, you know what, you see it on the screen, demonstrations on college campuses, and filing lawsuits against the news media. All right. Is this the worst moment for free speech in the United States history? Debate rages. Harvard Law Professor Randall Kennedy and George Washington Law Professor Jonathan Turley debated whether the number 47 administration's pressure on free speech represented the worst period in American history. Yes, because we're on his way out of this place, man. And this devil got to go out with a bang. So let's close this guy out. Because ultimately he's going to get closed out anyway by the Lord. All right. Let's go to... I'm going to just bring it out of my Bible. This is Revelation chapter 12. Revelation chapter 12 and verses 12. Make sure I got it right. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, you heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Now I want to get it in the blue letter. And select my computer. It's 5 years old, man. All right. It's going through the motions. Let's get Revelation 12. This man has a short period of time, so he's going to say, hey, you know what? I did tell you freedom of speech, but you know what? Forget all that. You know, you're going to be subject to imprisonment, fines for what you say. That's why brothers got to be circumspect with their speech, man. Like the Elder Ariala in Dallas said, be salty with your speech. You got to speak in code words, man. All right? I don't really say the guy that's in office. I just say number 47. Who used to be number 45. All right. Let's get this word devil. Just to let you know this isn't some mythological character in hell, IUIC, that's hitting you with a pitchfork. And IUIC, they tripping, man. All right.
Strong's G 1228. Diabolos.
All right, diabolos. It says prone to slander. Who is that related to? Slanders, accusing falsely. What does this man do? He accuses you falsely. Even his women accuse you falsely, man. Look what happened to Emmett Till. A calumniator, false accuser, slanderer, metaphor applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of God, here it is, the Most High used a rainbow as a sign that he wouldn't flood the earth with water anymore. And what does Esau Edom do? He takes it and uses it as a flag to promote his LG, his abomination month in the month of June. It says, may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. Yeah, this man is the devil, man. He's a slanderer. All right, and that attention is going to focus from these political characters to the real Hebrew Israelites. All right. So let me get couple more precepts. Excuse me. This concerns our people, man. 2 Chronicles 36 and 15. And the Lord power of their fathers sent to them by his messengers rising up betimes. We came out there early before all hell break loose. And sending because he had compassion on his people. The Lord still has compassion on his people right now. But you know what? That time is running short. But like it says in Romans 11 and 26, the Lord will have mercy on Jacob. You got to get your final ass whooping. And then you're going to come back in the kingdom under the elect. And you're going to be all right. And on his dwelling place. But they mock the messengers of the Most High. There's still scoffers to this day. There's still, you jokers still ride around the city. There's these two Jakes. There's these two Jakes, man. They ride around an old, one of them big ass 75 Cadillacs, part of Cadillac DeVille, and they go around interviewing has-been athletes and entertainers from the 90s. And they ride around the same street that we on. So they get in marked, man. A lot of you Jakes, you just run, you come by the camp, you run your mouth. Here it is, you listen to the word, you roll the window up. You got something to say. You got that big Cheshire cat grin, like you got something better to say. Like you got it figured out. That's what's wrong with a lot of you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Here it is, you're under the curse of Deuteronomy 28. You're broke as a joke. Your woman left you. You're dusted and disgusted, but you're still proud. It's usually some crunchy black ninja that's always running his mouth. All right, looking dusty. Probably can't even take a shower, but he walking by the camp as if he got it going on. Smelling like Black and Miles from last week. But they mock the messengers of the Most High and despise his words. You're not despising us, you're despising the Lord's words. And misuse his prophets. Until the wrath of the Lord, the wrath of Yahweh, arose against his people. You're going to get an ass whooping by your heavenly Father. Till there was no remedy. Okay? And then he's going to give the angels that charge in that day. And they're going to put the spirit on Esau, who is a sword, to get after you. Okay? So I'm just laying back in 2 videos. The Famine of the Word, I mean the brother Shalimar did last week. Right? We got this video right here. Famine of the Word. Okay, from GMS Godspeed. And then we got Apostle Gabar. 7 prophetic topics we should be speaking about. Okay? And that Famine of the Word, man, that freedom of speech is coming to an end, man. Okay? It's like it says, it's drastically limited to the fact that we got to speak in code and esoteric language. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.